Here we go then, guys. Now, I'd be lying if I said I haven't been putting this off today. Now, this came out last night. I could have easily rushed to get this video done and put it out there as quickly as humanly possible to try and garner extra views. But it's important, this game, or I believe it's important to me. I'm sure it's important to a lot of you out there that are playing it now for the first time. I've avoided everything on the internet about this game today so that I could bring this to you raw without having my opinions swayed by watching other people or seeing other people's verdicts. Just give you how I feel about it after playing the game. So we're going to go straight into it now. I will prepare you that my expectations are really low for this. They're heavily low because we know it's basically a glorified demo that is being released. And I will be harsh on this game because it's been in production for 2 years. And I know people don't want, you know, salt thrown at the game, but I'm a huge fan of PES. It's been huge for my channel. And the idea of not having it on the channel sucks, but we might be reaching that reality with this game. We already knew that moving forward. But we'll see what we've got here. We'll see what they've launched with. I'm hoping it's been a clean launch, but I have no idea yet. So we will see. It's really bright. I didn't realize until we loaded up. It's super bright. So there is a tutorial, but this isn't a tutorial. I did opt for Xbox because then we know that this is 1,000,000% next gen. There is no argument about that. This has to be 1,000,000% next gen. What is that turf? What is that turf? Okay. Oh my god, that's awful. Okay. All right. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, so we opted for the Xbox purely so it is next gen. Predominantly, I would prefer to play this on PC. These are interesting player models. Some not as bad as others. I need a minute because that's not very good, is it? It's not very good. The shorts look horrendous. Like the kits just don't look good. Like the kits, and they all look exactly the same on every player. Interesting. The fans don't look too good. See, Lautaro there, he doesn't look too bad, but like the lighting is, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of importance in lighting in next gen. Maybe that's just from playing FIFA now, but I feel like lighting's really important, and I don't really have it here at the minute. But maybe that's going to improve. The controller scheme is different. So I don't like this. I'm instantly going to change. I don't like this menu. This isn't. It's so bright, boys. When you got it in front of you, I didn't mind the idea of the color scheme of yellow and blue, but yeah, this doesn't feel or look good. The stats, I suppose, are okay. But I'm just going to turn the audio down a little bit. I don't want it too loud, and we don't want any music at all. Well, no, there is a streamer mode, so you can put it on that, and I'm assuming just music is turned off, so you're not going to get DMCA'd for it. Or same with the YouTube situation. I have no idea what esports sound is. So we'll keep the camera as it is for now, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm usually a dynamic wide but customized dynamic wide player, but we will keep it at dual for now. Match options instantly seem very different. I do want to change my controller, but there's no option here to change my controller. Can I do that on select sides? Yeah, okay. You know me already. I already play on alternate, so we're going to stick that way as well. And we'll see how we get on. I don't know what difficulty setting this will be. It's just the initial game it puts you into. This has to be, in my mind, probably one of the worst looking pitches I have seen. I'm finding it hard at the moment not to look at the pitch. It's very glaring that it's an issue. The passing is extremely slow. I am coming from FIFA, so that of course is my fault. But the passing here is very slow, and the zoom in of the camera, I'm just not a fan of that. I'll try and drag it back. I'm just not a fan of the zoom that you get when you get in certain positions on the pitch at the minute. The zoom is really off-putting. I also can't really get to grips with the little circle that you get. Like, why have we got that? What? It seems like a mobile thing. Was that the idea that they wanted that, or it genuinely does seem like what you'd have on mobile? We'll whip that one in. Like, it just does. I'm trying for it not to feel like it's mobile, or I'm trying to view it as a game that is not mobile, but it just feels that way. That was nice footwork. We've seen a little bit of better footwork already from teams, but it's really hard not to look at the game and think this kind of looks as well like it should be on a mobile. I'm not noticing any animations or details where I'm like over the moon. But again, we're really early into this, and I don't want to judge it too much. I want to probably play a few games before I can judge it. I feel like it feels like the faces look really bad, but they're not, you know, they're not horrendous. They're not good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not looking at the faces and thinking, whoa, wow, I'm blown away by this, but they're probably not as bad as what's been mentioned. Now, I did see that I thought that Messi and Ronaldo at the start didn't really look like Messi and Ronaldo, but for me, Lautaro Martinez looks quite good. Danilo Pereira, though, is quite possibly the worst one on the pitch at the minute. He does not look good. I didn't even know that was Diogo Jota. That's not a good face. Again, Ronaldo doesn't look bad. There is some minor lighting here. Like, he doesn't look awful. Again, though, it's the point to be said, it doesn't look good either. And this is 2 years in development. And I don't know if you remember some of the images we saw of Messi way back when of what the game was going to be. These are not anywhere near as well detailed. The hair as well is one thing that you notice on next gen with the hair. It's like really massively improved. Sometimes not so realistically improved, but these guys don't look to have any of those features, especially when you're watching the player move. There isn't really that same kind of flow. First game done and dusted. Don't want to whinge about it too much. We've taken a look. Let's take a look at the menus now and what we're going to be looking at. Okay, so there's regular maintenance times there, Thursday. So every Thursday will be the weekly like reset or the update. This menu's awful. What is this menu? This is not a good menu. Yeah, I don't like this menu. It's super bright. It is super bright, and not necessarily the worst thing, but it's just not a slick design. It just doesn't come across slick. It doesn't. The whole feel of it doesn't feel good. So the only thing I can pick at the minute is match authentic. That's all I can pick. Join the events and gain amazing rewards. Worldwide Clubs Challenge event ends in 10 days and 10 hours. But what is the event? I have no information yet. I don't want to enter. So you win 10,000 points, but what is it? Powerhouse clubs from around the world have been specially chosen for this event. There's only those clubs. Not been specially chosen for this event. They're the only clubs you've got in the bloody game. Pick your favorite club and take on your rivals. So it's some kind of mini tournament, right? You could use any of these clubs. Okay, not all these clubs are in the game, right? No, I need to see where all the clubs are. I knew it. Like, I was like, there's no way there's all those clubs. Okay, all right. This is the teams you get. This is launch, by the way, right? I want everybody to know this. When we talk about this game, I want everybody to know this. No, this is not a demo. No, this is not beta. This is not beta. This is the full game. This is the full fucking game, boys. This is what we're getting for the full game. This is launch of this game, and this is what you've got. You've got Manchester United, scum. I'm sorry, I don't care. You know, Man United fans is great for you, but you got Arsenal. There's basically no team here that I would particularly want to use. I'm more inclined to use one of the Brazilian sides than I am Manchester United, Arsenal. Bayern Munich, I'm not so keen on. I would have preferred Dortmund. Juve, I'm an Inter guy. Don't want to be Juve. And I'm more of a Real Madrid guy than Barca. And let's be honest, Barca are muddied at the minute. So really, if I've been honest with you, there's none of those teams there that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play as that team. None of them, because none of them speak to me. It's just bad. Like, this is just bad. Just don't put the game out. No, just don't put the game out. And I'm sorry, there's no way that Corinthians are a 4-star team and Juve are 4.5. There just isn't. That's just not a fact. I'm not being mean to Corinthians, but there is no way that Corinthians are 4 stars and Juve have only got half a star more. Bayern Munich, one of the best teams in the world, only have half a star more than Sao Paulo. It's just, it's not true. That's not even. I don't know what happened with Boca as well. I don't know why Boca's not in there. We've got 3 Brazilian sides, and I'm trying not to be mad, boys. I am trying not to be mad. So we'll go back to this event thing and see what it wants us to enter now to get these points. I press enter, and then I could choose a team, right? So you've got Europe, and you could pick any of these teams, but they're not in the game. They're not in the game, and obviously we aren't modded at the moment. So if I wanted to pick the team that I support, which is Leeds W, because, you know, Leeds United now is what we're called. yeah, then we would go with that. But I mean, nobody wants to do that, do they? Can I pick Inter? I weren't fully aware of this, but it does appear that basically they don't have any of the Serie A anymore. Now, I knew they partnered with FIFA, and I know this can be edited, but for an online version of the game, like, it's not going to be edited. So they got the French league, which, you know, I'm over the moon about that. Absolutely over the moon. And then they've only got Barca in the Spanish league, so to pick a team in this is just absolutely horrendous, isn't it? Let's just be honest. I'm going to pick Roma just because can't play as them in FIFA. Can't play as them on this either, though, can I? I can't change it. It doesn't matter, really, to be honest with you. Aim for 1 win, aim for 2 wins. So that's the challenge. That's the challenge. And then I believe that's it, content-wise. You get 1 win in 3 matches online for that one. Then you get 2 wins in 3 matches online for that challenge. And that's it. That's all you've got challenges-wise. So you could play the Worldwide Clubs Challenge, which is unbelievable. Great event that I'm sure loads of people will be playing. So you'll easily find games. Or you could just play matches. That's worrying. That is worrying. I'm gonna play another match because I just want to get a grip with the gameplay before I start judging the gameplay. So we'll play another game. And then I'll see what I think after playing another game, I guess. We'll do Bayern Munich Barca because why not? They played recently. All right, so this is kind of the new, like, starting screen. And we've got the Allianz Arena. And I don't mind this. I quite like this. This is nice. The stadium looks all right. But I can instantly note, and I know it's from a distance, the fans look shocking. They look like blocks. They really do. And, yeah, that's worrying. But this does actually look quite nice, and you can change the stadium here as well to what you want, where you want it. And, you know, you've got the Allianz Arena, the Allianz Stadium, the Camp Nou, Emirates, Old Trafford, and the eFootball Stadium. So, I mean, there's not many stadiums in at the minute, but I'm assuming you could change them, so we will change it. We'll go to the Camp Nou, and then there we go, just like that. We are now in the Camp Nou. I mean, it's the same animation, just in that stadium, but I mean, it's quite nice that they've got that. Kind of just a little touch that's not too bad. So, again, this is quite cool. I like these. Some of the players in glimpses look good and then look bad in other glimpses, which is, I don't know, I'm 50-50 with. But I like this. I think this is pretty cool. There is rendering issues, though. Like, the shirt there rendered in as we was going. And this isn't PC. It's got nothing to do with the system. This is what you're getting on Xbox and PlayStation. We can change the strip as well, which is pretty cool, and it does that instantly. So that's the strip section. Now here's the lineup. So this is where you would choose the lineup now with the players on the pitch. I'll tell you one thing. There's motion blur used in this. But it seems obvious to me that there's motion blur. And it maybe is there to disguise the way the game looks, but it's absolutely horrendous. It is awful. Again, this is a pretty cool idea. That looks awful down the left-hand side, if I'm being honest, in those colours. But this isn't a bad idea. But again, the shorts are rendering in over time. The tops are rendering in over time. So you cut into these images of the players, and then bits of it are rendering in as you go along. It's not very good. And I just cannot disguise the fact that this pitch is absolutely awful. We're in the dressing room now as well, which is, again, these are good ideas. I want to give them that these are good ideas. I like that. I can't be mad at that. I just don't think this game looks like it should do. Personally, I really don't. So this is the full match day experience. Again, they don't look very good in the tunnel, do they, players? It kind of like they fade in and out of looking okay. Like, Neuer there close and his face looks decent. Look at the fans, though. The fans look shocking. Look at that. Look at that fan in the back. He didn't even have a face. He was square. Can I get a zoom up of that? Like, look at these fans. It's like from PES 2012. Like, even worse. It's like from PES 2005. Like PES 5 or PES 6. What are the fans? See, again there. Look how it took time to render the boot. The boot wasn't rendered in straight away. It took a second to render in the boot. That's not good. Oh, I want to look more at the fans. Can you see that? You probably can't see it in the back, boys, right? But the fans look horrendous, lads. The fans look horrendous. They ain't even got proper faces. Like, their faces are like all like disjointed and shit. Like, they don't look proper. Like, this is not next gen, boys. This is like some kind of Nintendo Wii stuff. Like, boys. All right, so just finished the game, lads. And I was going to play several. I don't want to play another. What I will say to you right now, if you haven't downloaded it, go download it and find this out for yourself. It's free to play. You know, you've got that option. I'll just note a few things with the gameplay. It's extremely slow. I don't want it to be arcadey. We want it to feel realistic. It doesn't feel realistic. It just feels very heavy. You know, players feel more in the mud. Players feel more heavy. The passing is probably the slowest I've ever seen it. It's like near impossible to ping a ball. You know, which isn't true to real life, is it? It's very clunky. It's very buggy. It's clippy, sorry. It's very clippy as well. Just a few things I noticed. Runs weren't being made like it looked like they were. The pitch, again, I hate to harp on about it. The pitch is disgusting. It's hard to not focus on the pitch when you're trying to play the game. Shooting wasn't too bad. I'm struggling with positives, to be honest with you. It wasn't good. Play it. Genuinely, boys, please play it. Please try the game out. Please try the gameplay. I couldn't find myself sitting here and playing several matches in this game. The idea in my mind has always been that PES has been the gameplay is why I played it. FIFA was more arcadey, PES felt more realistic and had the better gameplay. For me, my personal opinion, that's just how I played the game growing up. That's how I always saw it. It might not have had the licenses, might not have had the kits, it might not have had the badges, it might not have had all that stuff. It might have not had the same depth in the simulation and whatnot. But the gameplay was king, and that was always with me. That always stuck with me. And the gameplay is not there anymore. This doesn't play anything like a PES game. It's bad. It's bad, lads. I think this is the end of PES. I mean, they had to launch with something that wasn't bad, that wasn't awful. And this is absolute dog shite, boys. So I don't see how they pull themselves out of this one. I don't see how they get players to come back. My personal opinion is that FIFA is improved this year. It still has its problems, but it is improved on what we had last year. And that's all I can ask for a game. This is 9 million steps behind PES 2021, in my personal opinion. It looks worse than PES 2021. When you've modded last year's game, which was just a bloody update, by the way, because they needed 2 years to make this trash, and launch this with 9 teams, this isn't worth your time. This is just not worth any time being put into this. Because they haven't put no time into it. Why should I put my time into it when they didn't put the time into it to make a decent football game? There's new games on the horizons as well that are going to be coming out. They're in trouble, man. They're in the mud. They need to fix this as quickly as possible. They should not have released this. This is an awful game. I'm gutted. I'm genuinely gutted. It just feels sad, you know. A year ago, we started making PES content on the channel, and a lot of you guys came here from that, and it was unbelievable. And I remember at that time thinking the excitement for the new game for me was going to be so high because of my expectations. And I don't know if I ever play this game again now. And that's a sad reality, because I've played it since being a little kid. And yeah, I took years out of it. But to think that this isn't going to be a good game title, it isn't going to be a good title, it's just sad. It really is sad. Anyway, boys, I'm going to leave it there because I could probably rant and rave about this for ages. This video could be 40 minutes long of me just complaining and being upset about what I've just played. Play it yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments. But my personal opinion, they need to make some absolutely huge changes. And this is not next gen. And we were all excited about Unreal 5 engine and it being next gen and blah, blah, blah. And this looks worse than PES 2021. This looks worse than PES 2020. This looks bad, man. That pitch is the worst pitch I've ever seen in my life. And I didn't like the base PES pitch last year, but that's... Wow, they made some huge mistakes there.